Theatre of beans.
And how many goals have they scored from that? Hardly any.
It doesn't matter.
It does
people
matter.
to put Iwobi in their starting lineup for fans. Ho, 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 everyone. It is December. It's that time of year. I know some of you don't like it. I don't mind it. I'm in the spirit. I got my hat on. You are watching unPUNDITRY. We're here again. PlayStation turned off. Kids in bed. Talking all things Premier League. With me as always is Stuart.
Hello.
Cool. Let's get right into the games for this week. Aston Villa versus Newcastle has been postponed, so there's only 9 games this week. We're going to start with Burnley versus Everton. Nick Pope will be back in goals this week for Burnley as they look to notch their second win at home this season. Everton defence has looked leaky this season without Digne as well. We'll see what happens. And no Digne or Coleman has forced them to play 3 at the back. They've won a game, they've lost the game. It's hard to see how this formation's worked for Everton so far. We're going to see if Burnley can do something about it. They're obviously not used to it, but good players can adjust to different formations without any dramas. I'm sure they'll revert back to 4 at the back when they have their full reinforcements. However, I'm going to go with a 3-1 Everton win.
Everton's defence very shaky at the moment, and I don't think they should have conceded to that Rafinha goal last week. Burnley are poor going forward, but do have a decent defensive record at Turf Moor with the likes of Ben Mee, Tarkowski and Pope all linking up together. Chris Wood's heading ability and presence should do damage for the Toffees. I've gone for my 3-leg same-game multi. I've gone a draw. I've gone Chris Wood anytime goal scorer, and I've gone yes to both teams to score. Everton always underperform in these types of games, it's seeming this season, and I reckon it's a draw. On to the next one.
Next one, we've got Manchester City versus Fulham, and I'm guessing that Stuart is going to go with the Fulham win. He likes these little ones, these sneaky ones, like throwing them in there. However, this isn't going to be the case. City's going to dominate. It's City's game to lose, really. I think Fulham, they're going to be in high spirits after last week's win. Surprising, but it was definitely deserved against Leicester. It's going to be interesting to see Ademola Lookman and how he plays on the break, because there's going to be space for him to create if Fulham can just sit back and withstand City's pressure. However, I think City are going to win 3-0.
I would be shocked if Fulham do anything this game. Fulham have been playing very well with the ball at their feet, with Kearney and Lookman, as you say, looking very creative. However, City is a very possession-dominant side who should keep comfortably the ball at all times. I've gone with Man City win, I've gone over 2.5 goals, and I've gone Riyad Mahrez to back up last week and anytime goal scorer. On to the next one.
We've got West Ham versus Manchester United. I think Cavani really needs to start this game. We saw midweek Martial missing open goals against PSG. You know, I think if Cavani was in positions that Martial was, he would be finishing it off. I think West Ham do have a tighter defence than Southampton, though it's going to be a little bit more difficult for United to penetrate. But yeah, they got to pull away their chances. Cavani needs to start. He's proved that he can put away. He's world class in that area, especially in the 18-yard box. Antonio's out for West Ham. Haller is going to start. He needs service. Cresswell needs to get bomb forward. He needs to put in those crosses. They need to keep pressure on Lindelof and Maguire. Also, I think Ole is a bit under pressure at the moment. I think United, PSG and Leipzig are all on 9 points in the Champions League. I think if they get knocked out, I think we might see the first culling of a manager this season. I'm going with a 2-1 United win, however.
Is that a West Ham United win or a Manchester United win?
No, it's a Manchester United win.
For me, this is too tough to call. The only comment that I have is with Antonio injured, provides Haller starting. Therefore, I think Benrahma gets his first start on the trot. After providing an assist within 40 seconds. Yeah. I've gone with a draw. I've gone with yes to both teams to score, and I've gone with Seb Haller to have 1 or more shots on target. That's one of my safer multis this week, I reckon. I mean, I don't see Manchester really being that explosive. If Cavani's starting after that whole racism debate, might be in United's favour. If not, I don't back the current 3 that they have going forward. On to the next one.
Chelsea versus Leeds. Chelsea are 15 games undefeated. Lampard can utilise a fully fit squad this week. No specific injuries, no major injuries for Chelsea. It's going to be tough though, especially for Chelsea's defence. Leeds have proven week in, week out that they are one of the most creative teams in front of goals. However, I don't think Leeds defensively are disciplined enough. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to score, but Chelsea are going to score more and win. It's going to be 2-1.
Two things there. One, how have you not brought up Spygate at all? It's going to be the biggest match of the week. Spygate. Do you know what Spygate is?
Did someone spy on the training session?
Yes.
Who?
Bielsa at when they were at Derby, when Lampard was managing at Derby.
I do remember that. I thought you were talking about like it happened just now. I didn't read anything. I do remember
this match is like 2 years in the fucking making. Leeds will be very offensive this game. Yes, it'll be quite hostile, I reckon. Leeds will be very offensive. Yeah, Leeds will be very offensive this game with extra confidence from the Everton win. Going back to what you say, I don't think they're disciplined enough in defence. I completely disagree. You saw them last week. They kept a clean sheet against Everton. Chelsea coming from a 4-0 win, however, will most likely be tired against a team such as Leeds, who are consistently and always attacking. I've gone with a draw. I've gone with over 2.5 goals. I've gone Patrick Bamford, anytime goal scorer. On to the next one.
West Brom versus Crystal Palace. I think Palace need to recuperate some lost points over the recent weeks. This is the game to do so. Zaha's back in training. He's fit. He needs to start if Palace want to get some points on the board. I think it's normal, though, for Palace to underperform in these games. They've shown week in, week out, even last season, however long they've been in the Premier League, they've done this. They've played well against the top teams, not so good against opponents of similar caliber. Connor Townsend at the back for West Brom is out until the new year, I think. It's a bummer for West Brom. West Brom also are familiar with Eze playing him throughout the championship last season. So we'll see how West Brom can keep Crystal Palace down in chances-wise, because Palace can create. They just need to finish. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
I reckon West Brom continues their form. Pereira steps up again because Crystal looked absolutely useless up front against Newcastle. Eze definitely needs to prove himself this match. This is one of those games where it's very much do or die for him. He's given enough chances. He completely was useless last week. Lost the ball, I think, 3 or 4 times. So it'll be one of those. I've gone West Brom win. I've got both teams to score no. And I've got Eze to have 1 shot on target. Also, we shall see. On to the next one.
Sheffield versus Leicester. This is going to be a difficult one for Sheffield. I think their players are more than capable of getting results. There's just no end product. That's really been the story of the season for Sheffield at the moment. Leicester, on the other hand, gave some minutes midweek to Soyuncu, Ndidi, and Pereira. I think Soyuncu came off 15 minutes in, but the injury's not as bad as they thought. I don't think they needed to play that week. Losing to Fulham last week, not playing particularly well, they really need to bounce back. They need to show how good they are going forward. And we all know that they're great. They have players to do so. It's theirs to lose. I'm going to say 3-0 to Leicester.
I have hardly any to say about this. This is just one of those just nothing matches. Leicester should win this. However, there is some doubt, like the most tiniest of doubts, after their Europa League loss midweek, which having a second-in-choice goalkeeper is probably going to do that to you. I've gone Leicester to win. I've gone my safe bet of Oliver McBurney to have 1 shot on target. And I've gone no to both teams to score. Leicester should do this comfortably. On to the next one.
The big one of the week, the North London derby, Spurs versus Arsenal. Didn't have much to say about that game, Stuart, but I'm sure you'll have a lot to say with this one. Form gets thrown out the window in these games. We've all seen it every season. These games have been fiery. They're really great to watch. It's a must-watch. It's going to boil down to whoever's hungrier, I think. Arsenal maintained 100% in the Europa League. But again, they're lacking creativity in the EPL. They need to be more aggressive this week. They need to win their 50-50s. They need to win their personal battles if they're going to have a chance. It's going to be tough against Spurs, who are probably better on paper, better form. But again, it's the North London derby. I think form's thrown out the window. I'm going to go with an Arsenal win. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Arsenal. I know it's either way, and Spurs are my title favourites. Mate, Spurs are my title favourites, okay? I really think Arsenal are going to win. I don't know.
You have not just said Arsenal are going to win this game, and you're talking to an Arsenal supporter.
I have. Arsenal are going to win. You watch. You fucking watch.
Mate, Arsenal are so cracks. They are too ball dominant in the midfield without any sort of creative outlet. But they had a decent performance against Rapid Wien, but their defensive... I wouldn't even know. I've just stopped caring about Arsenal so much.
Don't worry about it. That's fine.
But the defensive issues were pretty much evident there. They did score against them. I am expecting Spurs to completely run away with this one. I've gone Tottenham to win. I've gone Harry Kane anytime goal scorer. And I've gone over 2.5 goals. On to the next one, please.
Liverpool versus Wolves. Trent and Naby Keita have been cleared to play. I don't think they will start. And I don't think they should start. Wolves have shown throughout the season that going forward, they're not as a big a threat as they have been last season. However, I think Adama really needs to be nullified this game. If Robertson plays, that battle is going to be pivotal to who wins. Liverpool need a good performance. They're not going to get away with another mediocre performance again. Fabio Silva came on for Jimenez last week. He should start this week. He's good in career mode. He's good on FIFA. Great potential, but we'll see if he's the real deal this week. I'm going for a 2-1 Liverpool win.
This is my big call of the week. Liverpool have not looked decent since that Leicester win. The Brighton game proved this in a nutshell with that 1-1 draw. Adama and Neto are way too explosive and lethal against not a fully fit Liverpool side/defense. Fabio Silva, as you say, comes into the side, probably starts on his... Is it debut starting?
Yes, I think so.
His debut. So it'll be interesting to see how they play, but I expect him to provide a bit of creativity up front, playing in that striker centre forward role. I've gone with a Wolves win for my same leg multi. Wolves win. I've gone under 2.5 goals, and I've gone Fabio Silva to have one shot on target. On to the next one.
The last game of the week, we've got Brighton against Southampton. I think it's a derby, isn't it? They're both at the bottom of the bottom. Near the sea. Yeah.
It's the Seaside Derby.
Seaside Derby. Let's name it that. It's a big one.
Is it going to be the Seaside Derby? I don't even...
The Seaside Derby. I'm sure there's a real name, but we don't care enough about this game to look into it further. Sure, yeah. Look up for me while I talk, please. Yeah. Brighton, good performance last week against Liverpool. Definitely a deserved point. However, it's a different kettle of fish this week. Yeah, completely. Lamptey back in selection, which is great. Lallana's ruled out. Morpie is yet to be included. I think Connolly should start this week. He's always been on the bench. He's been eager. He deserves a start. He deserves a chance. Ings is back in training. Ings back in training for Southampton. Not sure if he's going to play. I don't think he will. Southampton look better on paper, better form-wise, but it's going to go end-to-end this game for sure. 1-0, Southampton.
It's called the South Coast Derby. However, Portsmouth fill that role instead of Brighton. But seeing Portsmouth is so below on the league, or in League 1 or 2 or wherever they are, Brighton or Bournemouth fill in that role, apparently.
Yes.
But right here, a derby fans don't care about. So that's pretty much what goes to show. So this one, once again, too tough to call. Southampton should have won comfortably last week. If Ings returns, I do think Southampton win this, but I don't think they rush him yet. He is very injury-prone and very fragile. Both teams will have a few of their chances as the offensive output for both teams are very consistent. Unsure where Malpai fits in. I don't know if he's injured still or he will come on, but he looks too cracks. I've gone Southampton win. I've gone Che Adams, anytime goal scorer, and I've gone yes to both teams to score. Now, 3 players that you should get into your fantasy side for this week. First one being Jack Harrison against Chelsea. 1 assist, 2 key passes, 1 shot on target, 1 completed dribble last week against Everton. Has been one of Leeds' most consistent players this year going forward. Against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, you'd feel that this is a horrible fixture for him to put him in your side, but he's played very well against the likes of Liverpool, Leicester and Arsenal in similar big games. The second one being Sterling, bring him back into your side. Has been absolutely horrendous in form recently. However, KDB showing up last week put a bit of confidence in me that other players who are class but have lacked form recently to show up again. Fulham will be looking down to shut Mahrez and will be focusing on him after his performance last week, which should provide some opportunities for Sterling to get a bit more free. Third one is Bale. Interesting one here. Going on a bit of a nostalgia factor, Bale had a decent game midweek against LASK. 4 shots, 1 penalty scored, 2 accurate crosses and 4 completed dribbles. He should start against Arsenal and I hope he does. Arsenal having absolutely no confidence at the moment. And once again, this nostalgia factor. Bale, 10 years in the making. I haven't played 7 years or 8 years since I played the last North London derby. I reckon this is where he turns up and becomes what Mourinho signed him for.
We'll see how those predictions go. Yours and mine. That's it for Game Week 11. We'll see you later.